Oh, you went up a rank. Here's a little something from the guild. Nice work. You did all right, I guess.
Whether it's alone...
Show me what you're capable of.
I'll handle this. Now's our chance. Don't let it pass!
Leave it to me! Okay.
Oh, light.
Predictable. My turn. Shatter! They're off guard!
There! It's my turn. Very well. Now...
Onward! Shatter! It's my turn!
I'll handle this.
Leave this to me! Shatter!
How careless! Right!
Okay!
How careless! Very well.
Onward! Shatter!
Oh, light.
My turn.
Okay! Ha!
Right! Eat that!
My turn! Shatter!
My turn. Now...
It's my turn!
Leave this to me! How about this?
Onward! Fly!
I'll handle this. How careless!
Right. Try this!
I appreciate... Leave this to me! Eat that! My turn.
wasn't
This
strong.
can't be happening.
Right.
I appreciate it.
It's my turn. You have my thanks.
It's my turn.
I don't need your...
Right. Onward! Behold the might of the Arcade School! Radiant Wall!
Right.
But you'd do well to intensify your training regimen if you...
How is...
We didn't stand a chance.
He might even be...
Are you guys okay?
Hey, you really think you've got time to be worrying about them? You ain't getting out of this one, Green.
All right, bring it on! It's time to settle this, Crow!
Bring it on!
Let's go! Gotcha!
Bring it on!
Is that all? Think you can handle this?
There! Gotcha!
Hope you're ready.
Gotcha! Gotcha!
This is bad.
Now! Gotcha!
Bring it on! Bring it on!
Is that all? Think you can handle this? Hope you're ready.
This is bad.
Bring it on!
Darkness.
Is that all? Now! Gotcha! Now!
My sword will cleave open the way! Bring it on!
Is that all? Think you can handle this?
Bring it on!
Eat this!
Is that all? Hope you're ready.
Hang in there!
Settle me. Didn't even bother.
He wasn't even trying last.
Come on. And that green perfectly illustrates just how. But you're gonna need to go through a hell of.
see the battle here has come to an end.
Hey,
I can't still. It just goes to
funny. I don't recall ever becoming yours. How's everything up to?
I think it's only a matter of time, but we've caused enough trouble for Finestrum Phantasma window.
My apologies for not coming down to... You know who I am, of course, but I am Duke Cayenne.
So even the big guy.
I must say, what a curious group we have here. When I saw young Eustace and Laura in Legram earlier this year, oh, I'm sure your parents must have warned you. But I suppose every child thinks that they alone know what is... Duke Alborea was simply livid about what happened. But it can't hurt to...
Did you come all the...
Don't be... Reen Schwarzer. Perhaps the method was a touch too garrett.
With me?
I wish to invite you at... And so I thought it would be nice about the past.
Are you you...
Should you accept my invitation? Furthermore, I give you my a fine proposition.
Very well. Allow me to accept.
Don't be in. This is clearly a trap.
A trap or not, this might be a good Bellamar?
Are you sir?
No.
Don't worry about me. Yeah, and I'm sure we can do it again, too. So just wait with Emma for now. I'll be back before you know. Bellamar?
Very well.
Wait!
It seems the time has come for us to part, but remember this. You're an Albert. I want you to prove that the conviction...
Wait! Lord Root?
Well met, Lord Schwartz. Allow me to extend my apologies for the harm my father visited.
Never mind that. What is a promising young...
We're simply going to borrow young Reen for a short while. I'm a busy man these days, though.
Reen!
We all finally got back together, too. Why?
Sorry, so stay...
Reen!
Reen!
So this is what Duke Cayenne looks like. It's hard to believe that I've ended up in the same room. Although, I guess we did meet back in Legram before the war broke out.
Reen Schwartz. Truth be told, we only acted as we did due in part to our dearly departed Chancellor's behavior being far too unreasonable. He garnered the trust of His Majesty, and in turn misused that trust. He flagrantly disregarded. Surely you...
Well... I can't say it. We did hear story after story about the way he didn't care how many enemies he made as a result, creating terrorist groups at the...
But as I said, the cause of... Now, all that remains is to turn back the hand. The key to this bright future lies...
I'm afraid that yes. Do you honestly believe that people can so easily put aside their differences after all the... You occupied Heimdall and effectively took every... And let's not forget how you're now in league with the enemy nation responsible. After all that, the Imperial Army would never...
My word, I'm afraid there's been a terrible... But that does bring me to it. The Azure Knight is already on our side. But if we had your act, that would mean we'd have two of the great knights of Erebonian legend to couple them with our Panzer Soldats. You may not find us winning the war ideal.
I don't think it's that...
I beg to differ. The presence of soldats, what they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and... But more important than even those factors...
Well...
We're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form. And if that holds true even for mass-produced soldats made with modern technology, it will be all the more true for the divine knights of legend you and Crow possess.
Can't argue with that logic.
I will say it, and with his death, all that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life.
Are you trying to...
Whatever you ultimately decide, their safety is guaranteed. I would ask that you promise him this, if nothing else, your group.
But of course, I'm not a monster.
Rufus...
We may stand on opposite sides of this conflict, but I still... And in that capacity, I suggest you consider carefully the choice before you. After all, every soldier must decide. I look forward to hearing...
All that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
I suggest you consider carefully. After all, every soldier must... I look forward to...
It's hard to argue that this war began because the noble faction went too far. But the longer it goes on, the more people are going to suffer. Am I really okay with that? If I join them, I could reduce the number of victims, be friends with Crow again, free Elise and Princess Elfin. No, this isn't that simple. Think, Rain. I was able to reunite with the others, but Elise and Princess Elfin are still in the Alliance's custody. What's the best thing I can do? This isn't just about me.
Keep racking your brain like that and smoke will start coming out of your ears.
What do you want?
Hey now, no need to give me that look. I figured I was gonna find you busy thinking everything over like your life depends. And what do you know?
How about you mind your own damn business? And don't you have better things to do with your time? Figure the glorious Azure ship.
It's tough, Bing. If you joined us, I could get away with doing half, so come on, stop freaking.
This isn't something I can just decide by. Besides, it'd probably be... What?
Grub. Kinda early, but...
Hamburgers, fries, and onion rings, huh? I was expecting something more
Oh, that kind of food more your thing. Okay then, give me a minute while I go...
No, this is fine. The burger looks...
Cool. Alright, dig in.
This tastes kinda... Oh, no wonder. It's...
Yeah, they're called fish burger. Pretty good, right?
Yeah, the tartar... Oh, I like this way more...
Well, glad to hear. Guess it was worth putting my cooking Wait, was my first time cooking in a while, too. Sharon could, but I wanted to give it a shot anyway. This stuff was like soul food back in Jirai where I grew up.
Oh.
To think, all the time we spent Crow Armbrust from the Jirai SEZ.
Oh, yeah, Vita was using some weird... So I guess you saw what happened.
Yeah, Jirai was that special economic zone in the northwest. So you ended up going back?
Yeah, by pure coincidence. It's changed a lot since I was last there, but it was nostalgic in its own.
It's been bugging me. What could have made you want? What was it that... Oh, tell me, Crow. I want to know what it was, what kind of place Jirai was, how you lived there, and what you were doing before you entered the academy and met Toa.
Where's the fun in prying into a guy's past? Save all that talk for your number one in class. Who's the lucky girl anyway? Elisa? Laura? Emma? Fee? And don't tell me it's Million, because, you know,
I'm serious, Crow. Think of telling me your past, because until I know...
You're really serious.
Crow?
My past really isn't that big of a... It's got nothing on yours, that's for sure. If you find yourself thinking that's all when I'm done, so...
Yeah. Nothing you say, please.
All right? You win. Like I said, it's just your... Pick up any history textbook and you'll probably find... It's the kind of story that's so common... Back in those days, Jirai was known as Jirai City. It was a city-state off the coast of northwest Zemuria that prospered through maritime trade with West Erebonia, Northumbria, and Remifera. It had a population of around 150,000 people, so it wasn't exactly a big place or anything. Because of that, the surrounding nations left it alone and let us live out our days in peace. We were pretty fortunate, all things considered, until about 20 years ago. That was when the Northumbrian disaster struck, and much of the Principality of Northumbria was turned to salt. And as a result, trade on the northwest shore was reduced to virtually nothing. Day after day, Jirai's prosperity started to fade away. Still, it wasn't all bad. We had our fishing, our historic landmarks, our septium mine. We could make use of those to get trade going again, both to keep our state running and to help out Northumbria. In fact, the one who advocated that approach was the mayor, my grandfather. He was the last mayor of Jirai City ever. He was a stubborn old bastard, but he had this wry sense of humor, and was well loved. I lost my mom and dad early, so he was also my only living relative. He taught me just about everything a guy could. He was like a mom, dad, and your old master rolled into one idea. Anyway, fast forward to 10 years. Out of nowhere, we received this proposal from the Erebonian government. They said they wanted to extend a railway line from Heimdall all the way to Jirai. We relied on the sea for trade before, but there wasn't any reason to believe we couldn't benefit from it. The proposal drew overwhelming support from the city's council, and as a result, my grandfather was forced to accept. Within a year, the city had all of its old life back and then some. The streets were more bustling than ever. But keep in mind, this was the result of huge amounts of imperial capital flowing into the city. Land and buildings we once treasured were bought up left and right. Everything became a target for investment. People only cared about making money. Something similar supposedly happened in Crossbell too, but unlike there, no opposition existed in Jirai. My grandfather sensed something was off, and he tried what he could to get the situation under control. Then one day, someone blew up the railway line leading to Jirai. Everyone demanded that it be repaired as quickly as possible. Everyone except the imperial government. Instead, they panned our national security arrangements for being insufficient and threatened to withdraw all imperial capital. The city was left in an uproar like we'd never seen. Shares plummeted, and with no one able to ascertain the culprit's identity, chaos reigned. That was when Chancellor Gileath Osborne, in his third year as representative of the imperial government, we then received a second proposal.
The restoration of the railway and its future security. In return for our continued assistance in safekeeping, Jirai will come under the wing of our glory and attain even greater...
The timing was too good to be true. Realizing this, my grandfather staunchly opposed the idea. Unfortunately, once you taste the sweet fruit of prosperity, It's hard to want to go back. The council, made up of influential merchants and all their greed, jumped. And tempted by the elimination of customs, together with the tax breaks from being an SEZ, many of the citizens did too. And during all that, they'd conveniently found a suspect. He loved Jirai more than anyone, and up till then, its people loved him too. And yet, virtually overnight, he found himself facing the wrath of both the city's council. Left with no choice, he resigned from his position as mayor, and Jirai formally became part of it. Both of these things happened on the same. That was 8 years ago. Naturally, everyone knew my grandfather wasn't the one who... They knew who was really responsible. They just turned a blind eye to... See? I warned you.
I don't know what to say. What happened to him after?
One day, he just up and died. Once he resigned, the whole affair with the railway getting blown up was all but forgotten. He lived comfortably in retirement for about half a year, fell ill, and he just lost the will to go. Like I said, he was the only family I had. That was when I met old Cayenne, who happily indulged my hatred for the Chancellor. And with his financial backing, I went out with the goal to find others who were... That was the beginning of the Imperial Liberation Front. Gideon, Scarlet, and Vulcan were among those I recruited. I'd also met Vita then. I only knew her as the woman who would often come to see Cayenne. She guided me to a place below the city of Ordis. And one after another, I overcame the same trials you did with your friends, but alone. And once I'd proven myself worthy, Ordine accepted. That was 3 years ago. I was 16. My preparations complete, I concealed my background and enrolled in a military academy near the capital. Everything I did for the sole purpose of taking the Chancellor's head. Come on now, what's with the face? You look sadder about all...
Yeah,
I swear. I'm not trying to tell you the Chancellor was evil or anything.
What?
Still, there's no denying that he managed to outwit my grandfather. And he may have lost, but Pops always loved a good gamble. I'd say it's fairly normal for a student to want to avenge his master's defeat.
Maybe.
At the end of the day, there's no denying this country has problems, and the Chancellor's methods were making them worse. I studied those problems, worked out how to use the situation to my... But when you think of how peaceful Jirai is now, I'd say I've got a duty to clear up the mess left behind. So it's only when that's done that my game is true. I don't want whatever your decision is to be influenced by my past. Like Rufus said, you need to think long and hard about for you, more than anyone else.
Yeah, but...
Anyway, I think I've stuck around here for long enough. You're gonna be treated as a visitor. It's about time for the higher-ups to head back to Heimdall, so go ahead and pass...
However I want.
There'll be no guards outside your room, so if you want to try and escape, be my guest. Just keep in mind that some members of Ouroboros and Zephyr are on board too. Not to mention me, Scarlet, and Vulcan. So if you're up for a gamble of your own, get ready to...
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah, one more thing. There's this real cute visitor in the guest of honor's room on the second floor. I think she'd perk right up if she saw you. So just don't go making your girl jealous, okay?
I wonder who he means. He said she's in the guest of honor. Well, I can't waste much time here. I told everyone I definitely... Right now, I need to gather as much information as I can. I can make my choice after that. At least then, it'll be an informed one. I can sense someone. I can sense.
Huh? It's open.
That sounds... Excuse me.
Oh, it's you. You finished talking with C?
His name's Crow, not C, and he's never going to be anything else for me.
Oh, I know his real name, but to us, he's always gonna be C. That's our leader. He might be young, but each and every one of us look up to him and respect him. Anyway, got a whole lot of questions, I bet.
Does you asking that mean you're willing to answer them?
Depends on the questions.
Just out of curiosity, how many members does the Imperial... I know the explosion back in the mine was staged, obviously.
Sure was. Anyway, we lost most of our members as soon as the war started.
Is that because the group's primary objective?
Basically, yeah. We all came from different backgrounds. But the one thing we had in... So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around. Can't say I blame them for calling it quits.
Crow said that seeing this war through to its end, are the members who haven't left sticking around?
Interesting question. Can't speak for the others, but me, I don't really care how this war goes. I mean, I'm a former Jaeger who can hold his own in a fight. I've always lived for war, and teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to pilot soldats is a job worth doing, even if it's a pain. If we disband, I'll find myself something else to do.
I see. I can't defend the assassination of the Chancellor, but I'd be happy if you
Being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caused.
The cycle of hatred's gone on for long, and crimes you've committed will never vanish, but no one wants this. It's not as though you guys want.
That's enough of the niceties. You've got time to worry about us. Whether you choose to side with the Alliance, you've got a tough road ahead. Make sure to think. And if we end up as enemies again, on the battlefield, I mean.
Excuse me.
Think I might have been too harsh? Still. Yeah.
He saw right through me. He's not wrong, though. He seemed kind of different, though. Like he'd lost his spark. His sole objective in life seemed to be to get revenge for his old Jaeger Corps killed by Osborn. Maybe he's just not sure what to do. And judging by the fact that V is in the next room...
Come on in if you like. Hello there, love. I'd heard you came on board yesterday, so I did wonder whether we would run into one another at some point.
Hello, Scarlet. Last time we spoke was a month and a half ago.
Quite a memorable day for both of us. There's no need to stand over there. I'll pour us some tea.
You really don't have to. Well, I guess there's no harm in chatting for a bit.
These tea leaves really are only the best for the airship of Erebonia's most powerful.
I have to admit, the fragrance is like... You're right, though. It makes sense.
Oh? I was under the... Your father is a
He might be a noble, but generally barons aren't all that wealthy. We live a relatively
I wouldn't have thought it before, but maybe...
And Scarlet, I heard she lost her old hometown.
What kind of family did you come from?
Oh, they weren't nobles, if that's what you want. They were just relatively wealthy farmers. We were almost local celebrities in a way.
Oh, I see.
You're wondering how someone like me became a terrorist? It's written all over your face.
Well, I can't deny that I'm curious. I heard that you lost your home.
Oh, did C tell you? No, I suppose it must have been V.
So,
Some things are best left. It's not as if knowing would somehow...
I suppose.
You're so adorable, Reen. Now I know why C... What do you say? How about you come and fight with me and the other big girls and boys? It'll be fun.
Please, stop teasing me. Anyway, thank you for the tea. It wasn't just made with high-quality leaf.
You're very...
Oh, actually, where did you learn how to use that weapon of yours?
Oh, that? I suppose it can't hurt to tell you.
The Arteria? Where the high seat of the Septian Church?
That's the one. It's called a Templar sword. A few years ago, I was studying to be a sister and was trained in how to use it.
Surely you must be talking about someone. You're telling me there are sisters in the Septian Church who you...
There are more things in this world you don't know than you could possibly... Well, it doesn't matter much now. I ended up returning to Erebonia before my training was complete.
Oh?
Anyway, I'll give you the full story if you choose not to join, well, that way has its own charms, I suppose.
She ended up being a lot friendly. I wonder how much of what she was saying about being a sister... She seemed to really hate the champ. I wonder what she intends...
Good day to you, Reen Schwarz.
What the? You're the fit. You sure look comfortable. What are you doing?
Ha ha! Why wouldn't I be? I'm as much a guest on this ship as you are. And who would deny themselves the pleasure of a ship so beautiful? The furnishings are immaculate. The food and wine are positively sumptuous. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunity. Ah, and speaking of opportunities, you've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and...
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself. Well, what the hell. I'll have a drink. Nothing alcoholic, though. Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Oliver.
Indeed, there are few even among royals whose palate is so refined. Between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love, he forever remains an endless source of
I suddenly feel very... What happened down in Liberl sounds... I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern...
That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. It would have changed your view of the world completely.
It really does sound... Wait, why am I sitting here? He has so many interesting and unusual stories.
A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects, Reen. There. I was able to steal much of your time. Perhaps I stole your...
Rest assured that did not happen. Your stories were interesting. By the way, you wouldn't happen to... Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the Alliance.
I imagined Duke Cayenne would welcome a man like the Prince with open arms into the Alliance, if he so wished to join. To my knowledge, he was always wary of the Chancellor himself. But I digress. I'm afraid not even I know where he is at the moment. However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding, the Crimson Wings is there with him.
So the Courageous is missing too, although the Duke's got some nerve if he expects Prince Oliver to side with him after he imprisoned the rest of the...
But think, These kinds of things are simply what the great noble... The War of the Lions, too, was brought about by numerous families of some standing backing potential successors to the throne. Emperor Dreichels, as a late arrival to the war, was a mere exception to the rule. I wonder, does Prince Olivert think himself as the second coming of Dreichel?
One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's mill. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back.
I don't think he does. From what I can tell, he intends to try and end this war in a slightly different way from Dreichel.
Oh?
Sorry, but thanks for all the interesting stories. They helped me work.
I will be waiting at the edge of my seat to hear. Naturally, I'm fascinated. But I'm even more fascinated with that brute strength of yours.
I doubt it's half as interesting as what you're thinking. Anyway, if you'll... I wonder who's in here.
We got a visitor?
Come on in.
Figured it was you. Sup?
Have a seat. Bourbon?
Yeah, How come you guys are being... I mean, we're on opposing...
Why wouldn't we be? It's not like we're on a battlefield right now. We're Jaegers. Nothing unusual about us trying to cut some throats one day than sitting in a bar with the same guys the next.
Of course. If you would rather...
I shall have to polite. For one thing, I don't think I'd stand this...
Hey, now, no need to be so pessimistic. He seems to think pretty highly of you. Have a little more faith in your...
At the very least, you'd be able to give us a real fight. Not that I'd have any intention of losing even then.
The scary thing is, I'm pretty sure he's dead serious. Well, they're used to taking out tanks. They probably have their way.
Oh yeah? Ranking 72nd for the year in an academy full of big-shot students ain't half bad. Brings a tear to my eye to see our little Fee putting her heart into her education.
And don't forget, she was the youngest of her classmates. The boss was right when he said that she can do anything she puts her mind to.
You got that right. Maybe joining the gardening club will make her a bit more ladylike, too. Oh, who am I kidding?
She's still young. She has plenty of time to develop on that front if she so pleases.
They really seem to adore her. And yet... If you don't mind me asking, why after your boss was killed in a battle with his sworn enemy
Oh, Fee told you about it. It sounds like you're closer to her than I thought.
I trust this is simply me. But you haven't tried making any moves on her, have you?
No, of course not. I wouldn't dream of... I just want to know why you'd abandon her when she thought of you all like...
Well... We had our reasons. Let's leave it at that. I know you want to know, but you're not the one we should be telling that to.
We'll be sure to tell Fee our reasons. Until then, leave.
All right. Still, she's our classmate. In that sense, and we feel that way, I want to be...
Fighting words, right?
Still, returning to the matter at hand, you're sure you haven't tried to make any moves on her?
Come on, spit it out.
They really are like... I was hoping to get a bit more out of them about what Zephyr is up to. All we did was talk about Fee the whole time. Oh well, at least now I know that the guys in Zephyr really cared about her, so it wasn't a complete...
Having to travel to and from Crossbell like this is utterly exhausting. No, I mustn't complain. I'm doing this for the sake of my lord.
She sounds...
Who goes there? Wait!
I remember you now. You're with Ouroboros, Duvali the Swift.
Have you no shame? Is it perhaps normal for you to barge into a lady? You and that Arseid are only as bad as each other, I swear. Learn your...
Actually, I just walked through the door normally. I should have probably knocked before I came in, though. Sorry about that.
So, have you come to tell me that you'll be fighting on...
Can you not jump to conclusion? Besides, it's not like you're working with the...
Oh, naturally. Lady Clotilde seems to have a purpose of her own. But for my part, I have no obligation to help. I'm simply cooperating because I was...
Plan? I'm not... Just so we're clear, that lord you...
No. She may be an Anguis like her, but my lord is the seventh. She's the leader of the Stahlritter. Gallant yet beautiful, proud yet merciful. She's the strongest knight of all. And oh, she's simply divine.
Well, you've made... So the head of the Stahlritter is...
She certainly is, and if you must know, 100 swordsmen of your strength couldn't hope to equal her. No, 1,000, even 10,000 of you wouldn't be able to so much as scratch her.
Okay, I get it. She's still. If she's a woman who could be described, Laura already noticed the similarity between the Eisenritter and Stahlritter, but she really does sound like Saint.
I see I've got... Incidentally, I may have already mentioned her title, but she's known as the Steel Maiden.
The Steel Maiden, huh?
And with that, I believe if you didn't come to tell me that you'll be fighting as such, we shouldn't be standing...
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry for bothering. Actually, there was one more thing. You're not an enforcer like Blue Blanc or Sharon. Is there any reason for that?
You just had to... Enforcers are selected by the society's leader. And in order to be selected as one and given a number, that person needs to be burdened. But just so we're clear, there is no correlation between having a number and one's strength.
I didn't say you weren't, but it makes perfect sense. You don't strike me. You're refreshingly sincere.
I'll thank you not to spout such nauseating drivel in my presence. Now get the hell out of my room!
She chased me out. I'm really curious about the Steel Maiden. Could she really have some connection with the Lance Maiden? Perhaps even with the woman who helped us during our August field study. What the?
Huh? Oh, it's you. Forgot you were staying here too.
What was that? It's gone now anyway.
So what's up? I couldn't give a damn whether you joined the
Oh, I didn't come here for...
Interesting. You mixed by any...
Could I sit and talk to you for a while?
What a pain in the ass. So, what do you...
When we ran into each other back near Bereahard, something about being...
Oh, that?
I didn't have the chance to figure out what that meant at the time, but what did you mean?
Don't know if I can even explain that one. It's just something you feel. What we've got mixed into us is obviously different in strength and nature. It's kind of hard to put into words.
Yeah, seems that. I know you're not trying to confuse me on purpose, but I really can't wrap my...
Just...
Huh?
There's no trick to it. I'm not using an ornament, it's not magic, and I'm not using an artifact either. I just will fire to appear, and it does.
So it's just a totally unnatural ability?
Yeah, I guess guess you could say that. Something that just gives you results, without the processes you'd usually have to go through to obtain. You've got one too.
Well, true. That power of mine wasn't something I gained from training. I don't even know where the power itself is.
It's the same kind of thing. People who can do things like that usually have something mixed into them. Something foreign, unnatural, mixed into their body itself. Different to the church's stigmas. Looks like a pretty small part of it in your case, though. There, huh? Anyway, I couldn't tell you how, where, or why whatever it is got mixed into you. Sure, you've got more questions, but sorry, I can't answer them.
No, it's okay. You've answered enough already. I feel like I understand myself a little better now, actually.
Good for you, I guess. So, we done?
Yeah, thanks for your time. Oh yeah, so how much of you is...
Me? All of me.
His circumstances seem very different. Guess all I can do is remember what he said. I'm sure one day I'll find out what this power of mine is. What the story behind me being given this power. One day. Huh? I think I can sense someone inside. Given the circumstances, I imagine it must be one of the people who fought us in Ymir. Huh? It's open. It's empty. Weird. Looking at her lying down like this, she really is just a child. Maybe 12 or 13? Somewhere close to Milliam's age. How did a kid like this end up fighting?
Who are you? Who's calling me?
Is she talking in her sleep?
Situation assessed. Location is a room inside the guest. 9 hours have passed since initial loss of...
Guess she's sleeping comfortably enough here. Wait.
Huh? Reen Schwarzer. Unless my memories have been tampered with.
Oh, it was. Sorry. If I'd known you were
So you're an intruder then. Clown Soleil.
No, it was just... Whoa! Can we at least talk?
No mercy for trespass. So you claim to have no inappropriate motive.
Not claim! I really didn't!
But once you walked in, you fell
No! No, I didn't! How many times do I have to explain what happened before you'll believe?
I was making a joke. Had you any intention of harming me, Clown Soleus would have attacked you. That he didn't proves your innocence.
Oh, then what was all that? Oh, whatever. Anyway, I've cleared my name.
If that's what you want, you didn't come to ask me.
Well, no. Honestly, I didn't even know you were in here. I do have a lot I'd like to ask you, though. And just... Okay, if you're off, what are your reasons for help? Why do you have a puppet just like Millie? Just who?
The answer to your first question is, as all information regarding Clown Soleus is confidential, and as for the last one, I am
Oh, forget it. You abducted my sister, and it's not something I think... Sorry. I can't pretend to know anything, but I do know that you didn't... Anyway, with that said, maybe we'll have a chance...
The Black Workshop.
What?
That's the name of the place I belong to. It was they who loaned me to the Noble Alliance. Unless you choose to join the Alliance, that is the most I'm able to disclose.
The name doesn't... and loaned. I suppose it's none of my business. Thanks for telling me. I'll be sure to remember that name.
I can't see doing so holding any... Incidentally, did you have any untoward motive?
No, I did not. The Black Workshop sounds like stuff worth remembering. Time to see who's inside.
Yes? Who is it? Please come in.
That sounds like... I had a feeling it was you, but I didn't dare to...
It's you! It's really, really you!
Your Highness.
How did you get here? Please don't tell me it is. I don't think my heart could hit.
It's really me. I'm so glad you're safe. I'm so sorry that you had to go through all of this.
You mustn't apologize. Simply being able to see you again is more than I could have hoped for.
You must have been really low. I'm here for you now, though. But I'm not going
So that's what you've been doing all...
Yeah. I was happy all of us, but then yesterday, I ended up... That's why I'm here.
I do recall thinking things were a little noisier than usual. Strange, after all. If not for his invitation...
Sorry. I wish I could say I'd snuck on board to rescue you or... Incidentally,
You want to know where Elise... She's not on this ship, I can't say for sure. But I believe she's been
Really?
I'm sure it isn't news to you that my mother, father, and Cedric have... And apparently, they've chosen Elise to be my family's attendant. So it's likely wherever they've been taken...
Really? I'm not sure whether to feel relieved or what.
I can hardly blame you. I feel like...
But why were you alone? Surely there must...
That was Duke Kai. I believe he's using me to suppress potential rebellion, and by having me address the people...
Forgive me for saying so, but that's...
I don't especially mind doing it, honest. People all across Erebonia are uneasy about...
But at the expense of your... I know you want to help, but you can't be... Plus, you've been forcibly separated from your...
Yes, but... Oh, why even bother? Anyway, putting my feel... I presume you don't intend to...
The longer this war goes on, the more people will suffer because of it. But even so, I don't feel as though siding with the Noble Alliance is the right course of action. And the same goes for the Imperial Army.
I see.
There's so much to think about. You're being... And then Elise is imprisoned somewhere too, being forced to do who knows what.
That wasn't your fault.
Ever since I was taken in by my family all those years ago, I've tried to be a brother figure to her. I became the person I am today because of them. They've always loved me like they would a real son. And she's always treated me like a real older... You saw that power of mine, didn't you? And what I look like when I use it?
Well,
Back when I was a kid, something just like that happened. I ended up using it right there in front of her. She should have been terrified of me. But if she was, she never once let it show. She treated me exactly the same as before. And that was when I swore, no matter what happened. And that's why I can't help but wonder. I can't help but wonder if now's the time to live up to that promise. If I should put her before everything else, even if I have to ignore or outright betray my own personal beliefs in the process.
Rean. As your honorary little sister, I order you to get a hold of yourself!
What? Your Highness?
I know Elise far better than you think I do. In fact, I'd even go as far as... Reen, she's already told me. She told me about how that snowy day was. She told me how traumatic that moment was for you. And she even told me that, while she hated how she felt, because it meant that your attention, your guilt, and she knew more than anyone. She may have had other reasons for choosing to, but her main reason was more than anything else. She wanted to free you of your burdens. You should know, when you joined Thor's and were making new friends, and you finally seemed to be moving forward, she felt a little jealous, and even a little lonely at being left behind. So please, Reen, please don't use Elise to justify not choosing your place in this war. Because I know for a fact, she wants you, of all people, to carve your own path and...
How could I have been so blind? All this time I thought I was trying, and that's not just true for her. All my friends at Thor's, they've been supporting me this whole time. I think I finally understand what I've been... I was so focused on trying to protect others. Others try to support me, just like I try to support them. How did I not realize before now? What? Better to realize late than never, because now I finally feel like I'm...
Are you alright?
I'm fine. And I've got you to thank for, so thank you. I think it's time we get going. I wouldn't want to keep my classmate...
A pity, but... I was rather hoping we could take care of yourself, Reen. I'll leave Elise's rest no matter what it takes. Why are you
I said it's time we... There's no way I'm leaving my sister. I will get the two of us...
Right! So, do you have an escape?
Valimar, the Ashen Knight, is on the deck. He's chained up there, but if we can get to him, I'm sure we can find some way to use him to get away from here. First, though, we need to find a way to get out of this part of the ship without anyone noticing.
Alright then. I never imagined I'd be running away from here with you at my side. Elise is going to be so envious.
Anyway, let's get going. There are a lot of very strong people here, so try to keep your voice down.
Not to worry.
This looks like... Thought so. It's a vent.
Well, that's convenient. Might it lead to somewhere else on the ship?
Most likely. I can't very well ask a
Nonsense, Reen. Of course you can. I'm ready to begin our...
But it's going to be all dark inside.
A little bit of darkness and dirt never hurt anyone. I had to travel through some fairly narrow underground passages. All right? How about I go first?
No, definitely not. Well, as long as you're all right with it. But I'll be going first.
All right then.
You'd think a princess would be more mindful when she's wearing a dress.
not dirty at all in here.
Maybe it's because the ship's newly built?
Oh, there's a corner.
We must be past the guest area then. Looks like we're in the clear for that part of it.
My, that was intense. It's like I've stepped right into the world of one of those spy novels that are so popular these days.
Anyway.
What is it?
Soldiers are coming this way.
It feels like the closest thing we have to someone ordinary around here is that it's pretty nerve-wracking having to be around.
I just wish I could get to...
Oh.
What?
Too late!
Good luck!
Here I go! Second form. Damn!
Right!
Let's move! Second form. Damn! Now's our chance! Huh!
Right!
My turn! Now's our chance!
Curse you! Oh, Rain! My hero!
Thank you, Your Highness.
Oh, they're strong.
Are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. Let's be going.
Good. Bring it on! My turn!
Right! Arcus?
Too slow!
Things up in a neat little bow. Are they mechanical monsters?
Ha! They're called archaisms.
Escaping through the windows would be an option.
Probably not. We'll have to do this the long way.
Here I go! Second form, Gale!
Right! Arcus, activate!
Let's move! Second form, Gale! Now's our chance! Your Highness!
It's my turn! Arcus, activate! That wraps things up in a neat little bow.
There they are! Recover the...
Whew!
2 soldiers, 1 military.
Stay back, please.
Right!
Enemy sighted! Let's take them out! My turn! Second form, Gale! Now!
Gladly!
Thanks! My turn! Second form, Gale!
Right!
Huh! Here I go!
Right! Arcus,
Let's move! Sit! Curse you!
that wraps things up in a neat...
Great!
That went well.
I'm shocked how skilled you are with arts.
You are? You're so sweet.
Let's move!
Gladly! I think it would be wise to flee.
My turn!
Gladly! Arcus?
My turn!
That wraps things up in a neat little bow.
My turn!
Right! 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 Right!
Here it is!
Right!
Let's move! Ha! Enemy sighted! Let's take them out! Here I go! Second form! Gale! Now! Your Highness!
Gladly! Arcus?
My turn!
Right!
Let's move!
It's my turn!
My turn!
Too slow!
That wraps things up in a neat little bow. Oh, look! A staircase!
Hopefully this will lead to the deck. How did you get...
Ha ha! But not even in my wild...
You're a
I wasn't expecting to run into either of you on the way out either. You guys aren't called the Phantom Thief and
trying to...
Ha ha! Princess, you surely couldn't have thought that...
I'm not being... If anything, I was the one who whispered sweet nothings into his...
Oh my! You no doubt take it...
I'd like to believe that I'm not quite the oddball. I couldn't agree more with his belief that love is the...
Really?
They're actually hitting it off?
I think that's enough, Meth. You're an enforcer.
Ha ha! I think the number of Still, you're right. I find the many mysteries surround...
You may think yourself a sword.
I'll be fine. Don't worry. The gap in skill between us is small enough that I should be... Oh!
Small? The difference in... Then allow me to...
The one being foolish and... Mine.
Green?
I owe me being able to do this to you now. Everyone...
What?
Could this be your ogre power?
8 weeks, 1 blade school, intermediate level. I, Rain Schwarzer, will be your opponent.
I will enjoy this.
This is... his ogre power?
Let's move. Gather on my blade.
Come, my minions!
Here I go. My turn. My turn.
How can this be happening? What is he?
Ha ha ha! So you finally conquered your power.
Green.
Forgive me, Your Highness.
What for?
goodness!
Wait just a damn minute!
Whoa, what's going on?
I don't know, but I don't think it's worth us.
We'll make our way directly to the deck. Are you all right, Your Highness?
Yes! Perfectly! My heart just feels as if it's about to burst.
That doesn't sound very fine.
Come on, is now really the time to be...
You're here too!
You got some real guts, but you ain't getting past...
Zephyr's guard shall...
Looks like he's picked up a few tricks from our fee.
The targets have broken our...
I'm sorry about that, Your Highness.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. But, can I hold on to you a little tighter?
Of course.
Targets in sight. My suspicions outlining you as an indie.
Can you not make me out to be some kind of pervert all the time, please?
Target lost. I may have underestimated you, Reen Schwarzer, in more ways than one.
I'm so sorry, Your Highness. I didn't really have any choice.
I know you didn't, but she seemed even young. How could you, Reen? That truly is indecent.
Try not to pay any attention to what she says about me. There's the exit.
Don't change the subject. That's the Ashen Knight. Isn't that... Crow?
Huh. So that's how it... You finally mastered that power, Still, you're one minute you're down in the dumps. The next, you've got one of the cutest girls in the country cheering you up.
Well, I can't deny it. She wasn't the only one.
Come on.
Can't say I'm not curious, but I think you get...
Yeah, let me have it.
Your Highness.
All right.
This is your first time fighting me without the mask on. With our Divine Knights, I come out on top. But let's see who wins when...
Sounds good to me. You managed to win against 3 of us at once in the catacombs below Heimdall. But it's just you and me now. And this...
Go ahead. Alright. You ready, Reen?
My turn! Here we go! Arcade Gale! My turn! Arcade Gale! My turn! Arcade Gale! Here we go! Arcade Gale!
Not bad.
Here we go! Let's move! Let's move! Arcade Gale! Here we go!
Too easy.
My turn! My turn! My turn! Arcane Gale! Here we go! Let's move! Let's move! There! Sit! My turn! Here we go! Too easy! My turn! Here we go! Damn! That's what I can really do! Alright!
You actually... I sure wasn't expecting you to...
You fought pretty well. You couldn't have been easy to last as long.
Guess your luck...
We finally
Well,
But I think you may have been
That wasn't a bad... Even if you lost.
Hey, don't be... Look sharp!
Crimson Wing?
What are you all?
Sorry for
Yo!
You caught us all off guard back.
So this time we opted to...
we meet again, Severi.
She brought more than that. Check out the icy...
We couldn't ask for him.
Here it comes again.
Your lordship!
Uncle Victor!
It's good to see you again, and it relieves me to see you're not...
Reading.
You're strong.
That's quite the nod. I can see now why you're and why some even claim...
Well, I know who
Don't you go forgetting about...
You're all here too?
Are you okay?
Looks like we've landed in the...
Not a moment to...
You okay?
Glad to see you're all right.
You certainly seem to have kept yourself busy. Enjoying your scandalous elopement with Renar.
He gave me the time of my life. You guys were having that much fun, huh?
And with our princess ring.
To think we were so worried about...
You're not supposed to take it literally.
So this is what you threw me at.
Crow.
It feels like it's been 8... I'm hanging in there. Sure wasn't expecting all of you to show up.
That is... I'd roughly estimate...
Yeah? Oh, doesn't sound like much fun at all. Let's say we just forego the fighting and have ourselves a pup. I'll bring the booze.
No, no, no! Can't one of you take this a little more seriously?
This is getting us nowhere. Look who...
Kriano. Your overall ability as a witch might still be... I must apologize. As displeased as a few of you might be by the idea, I'll be the one who bears...
Vida.
It's not our place to...
Whatever.
Okay, see ya, Fee.
Next time we meet.
Yep. Aww, that was. I expect we will have multiple opportunities to do so in.
Well, get your.
Or not. You do know that no one likes your stupid pranks.
Tut! There's no need to be. It's a shame we couldn't resume.
I could wax eloquent about beauty till I'm old and gray, but honestly, I think it's about time we settle.
Next time we meet.
Well, I certainly have no objection.
You seem to bear some manner of ill will against my household, but should we be granted the opportunity?
Yes, well, let's not be too hasty.
Guess that wraps things. You've definitely grown, but you've still got. So unless you're up for another beatdown.
Yeah. Oh, you were the one who told Toval where I was, right?
2 days ago, I got a call. They gave me this crazy amount of. Oh, now that you mention it, I did think he sounded familiar.
Damn, looks like the.
You really did.
Oh, Crow. There's no.
And if I might be so bold, get Valimar a better sword. One. If you think you're such hot stuff, you can beat me without your 8 leaves train.
Correct choice of opponent. Selecting one the Awakener is well suited to will increase combat efficiency.
I can't pretend to know much about this kind of thing.
He's right. Eastern blades like Maitachi are the heart and soul of the 8. All right. And when I've got myself one, the Academy, and even you.
If that's how you want it, I'd like to see you.
Full speed ahead!
Commence retreat from this airspace!
If that is all, I will return.
Thanks for all you've done, Valimar. I'll be counting on you if anything else comes.
Acknowledged. Prepare yourself for your next encounter.
Don't worry. We lost last time, but I know that's not all I'm capable of. As long as we're all.
I eagerly await your.
Looks like he went.
So, this is what I've heard all manner of rumor about it, but
I can't possibly begin to. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't. And that goes for everyone else. Thanks for coming to rescue me.
We're just don't scare us like that.
True.
And yet you somehow managed to come out unscathed with Her Highness in tow.
You make it sound like it was easy. Well, easy or not, it was worth going on board. So funny enough, I'd say their invitation worked to my benefit more than theirs.
I guess there's no harm in
Look at you, acting mature.
Looks like we have some catching up to do.
I'd like to follow Reen's lead and extend. And, dear brother, though I never pictured my great escape would end with you in this.
we did time our appearance fabulously, if I do say so myself. My only regret is that we weren't able to blow in with a storm of rose petals when we boarded them. Perhaps I should have asked Emma to look into the feasibility of making.
Oh man, that would have been. Well, it's probably not. Now you're just being silly. Sounds about right for our prince.
Well, at the very least, I'd say we're clear of any. And given this opportunity, I'd like to. But first, I think we have a few.
Reen!
Toa! George! I thought I heard your voices when we started.
You bet. Good to see you, Reen.
You're really okay. No sooner had we found out that you were still alive, we got told we've been so...
I'm a real troublemaker, aren't I?
Sorry, Toa. But I'm glad to see you and George made it out okay. Everything I've said to you has been, and it's kept me going.
Oh, you promised me you would. We still need to work on that one.
See? Reen's a guy you can count on. Nice to see you're holding up okay. Still can't believe you made it through all that fight.
Good to see you again, George. But how'd you two end up on the Courageous?
We'll bring you up to speed once we... There's a conference room on one of the upper floors. We can meet there when you're ready. The Courageous began its independent operations right before Heimdall was first occupied. I realized what the Alliance was planning, so I gathered a skeleton crew, met with Viscount and we hurried straight to Trista, where we found your class.
I see. That explains why you were in Trista.
I shudder to think what would have happened. What have you been doing since then, Father?
Eventually, we were able to shake off the Azure, and we've been traveling around the country ever since, preparing to find you and take...
George and I haven't been here long. The principal managed to get in touch with the Courageous without anyone noticing, and...
He did?
I hope he's still around. By the way, what happened to Major Vander? You two are always...
Alas, he is currently indisposed. His military obligations have him heading up the 7th Armored Division in Western Erebonia. They're working with your former instructor, Major Neidhart.
With him too? So he's over in the west.
I should have known the 4th Armored Division's ace wouldn't get his ass kicked so easily.
Oh, right. Dad said he'd heard from him.
Still, the west side of the country contains Marquis Hyarm Sutherland Prop, along with Duke Cayenne's Lemaire Prop. The fighting there would no doubt be even more fierce than it is here in eastern Erebonia.
Correct. A large percentage of the Imperial Army's military strength still remains intact, but the Noble Alliance forces' constant attacks have put them at a disadvantage. On top of that, a number of townships in the region have been caught in the crossfire.
That's terrible.
I'd heard as much, but it still pisses me off to hear it.
With the 3rd and 4th Armored Divisions occupied on the eastern side of the country, one can only assume the Noble Alliance intends to use that as an opportunity to crush the forces in the west.
Yeah, but they're not stupid. I bet the army in the west is putting up a pretty good fight by themselves.
It's too early to call things just yet.
An astute assessment. The situation in the Western Theater could change at a moment's notice.
Right. But that means we're uncertain what course to pursue. And having said that, we have a question to pose to all of with the whole of the Empire caught. What exactly do all of you intend to do from here on out?
Us?
We were in the midst of discussing that when...
This is a full-on war, and our fellow Erebonian countrymen stand on both sides. No one here is delusional enough to think that a group of... Still, during our field studies, we found ourselves up against the problems this nation faces again and again. And because we have that experience, I believe there's a place for us to change things in all this. A part only we can play. We may not be able to compete head-on with the Alliance, but together, we can move things in the right direction for Erebonia as a whole.
That was wonderful.
Still, we aren't all gathered here for the same reason, be it rescuing Elise or settling things with Crow. We've all got some, but accomplishing those things won't be possible with the situation, and that's why, no matter how stacked we want to put everything we have into making all the difference we I think I speak for
You bet! I agree.
We may all come from different walks of life, but this time, that can work for us.
Exactly. We have something no one else does. Because of that, we can do things no one else can.
And what kind of class would we be if we didn't take advantage of that to protect the people?
As well as find our own answers to the questions we have looming over us.
As Reen said, however big or small it is in the long run, we have a place in this war, and we have every intention of following it.
Sounds like it'll be a pain, though.
No biggie. We're
Look at you, kid.
You all sound like you've really thought long and hard about this.
That's the Class 7 I'm proud to serve.
And you guys aren't the only ones who feel that way. Everyone at Thors has something to bring to the table. Remember the Academy's motto?
Oh, Yeah.
That was what Principal Van Dyke said to us at the welcoming ceremony.
The words of Dreikel's the Lionheart serve to inspire us to this day, it would...
Of course. They ring as true as ever.
It's like you didn't even have to think about it. You guys just knew.
Yeah, you should be proud of yourselves. And it's true that Thor students are scattered all over the country, right? But I'm sure that each and every one of...
I understand, Your Highness.
Indeed. I figured you would have already given it some thought, but I wasn't expecting such a stirring conviction. But I think this at least settles the matter of what course to take. If you would do the honor.
As you wish. We're about to do something neither side would... From here on out, the courageous...
What?
What?
Father, would you mind?
It means the operation of this ship will be left entirely to your discretion. I imagine your journey to make a difference in this war needs a home base to...
Well, yes, but...
But then what will you...
We plan to disembark and make our way to the western provinces. Once there, we'll begin working with the 7th Armored Division and the other neutral forces in the region. The intention is to ensure that as few innocents as possible.
I was actually worried this airship might prove a bit too conspicuous to aid us in pursuit. But with us headed west, we'd be leaving all of eastern Erebonia in your...
Wow.
I see. That does make the most logical...
Kinda. If we got the courageous, we could give our third faction some real weight.
I'm not even sure the guild could come...
Well, it's fair to say I've learned a lot from the way the guild's members... Oh, and...
Yes?
I'd like to ask you to remain on board the Courageous as well. This ship is technically the property of the Arner household, fathers in particular. It should give them a certain freedom to act if they have concrete backing from a member of the Imperial family.
I'd be happy henceforth, I, Princess... So do whatever you see...
Thank you.
Wow!
We're truly on...
No turning back?
Yeah, seriously.
We hereby humbly accept custody of the Courageous.
Please, leave Eastern...
We'll be counting on you then.
I'm looking forward to toasting your future success.
Rean, I'd like you to... I hope that it will prove to be of some use to you in the challenges ahead.
Thank you, Captain. You've done so much for us, especially in Ymir. I can't begin to thank you enough for helping to protect...
You needn't thank me. I wish you all the best, and not as a member of the RMP.
Thank you. We'll do all that we can to meet your expectation.
Yowza! Things are getting nice and steamy over there.
Oh?
Uh-oh.
I feel like I'm losing in the race for most reliable big sister figure all of a sudden.
Well, you get a gold star for trying.
Well then, it's time we bid you all a fond farewell for... Chin up, Alphen. I'm counting on your charm to keep everyone motivated.
May the goddess be with you.
I look forward to the stories you'll have to tell when next we meet, Laura.
Good luck, Father.
Well, there they go. You think they'll be okay?
Only the goddess herself. Still, with some already caught, I can only hope they make it through.
They don't bear the symbol of the horned lion for sure.
Yes, I suppose you're right. And the same goes for me, too. I can't very well call myself a Thor's alumnus and fail to deliver.
Well, well, are we birds of a feather? Proud Thor's graduates unite. I'll be in touch with them plenty in the coming weeks, so don't worry. The Old Guard will do as it must. Speaking of the Old Guard, Chancellor Osborne was also a Thor.
Yes, he was.
Sorry to say.
Was he now?
He and I may have had our differences. I'd like to express my
I'm afraid I never had the... But there's no doubt in my mind...
Thank you.
Still, it must be tough for you with Heimdall under... Were you able to find out where his funeral...
Actually...
Captain? Is something...
It's just that I received a strange... I was told his body was taken into the custody of the Imperial... But then after... It simply... disappeared.
Disappeared, you?
Is it possible the reformist faction could have taken it from...
I'm afraid I don't know. It is possible that the intelligence...
A disappearing corpse. It's difficult not to draw parallels with the Lance Maiden's sudden death.
Unbelievable. I'm almost impressed how much trouble one man can stir up. He had so many plots in motion. I doubt even his death put a stop to them all.
No change in weather or wind direction.
We are currently cruising at a speed of 3,000 SPH. Nothing abnormal detected on the radar thus far.
Detour around the Twin Dragons Bridge, staying within the clouds. Take extra care that we aren't noticed by the Noble Alliance's surveillance.
Yes, ma'am. Wow. She's a real natural at this.
Yeah. It's hard to believe she's only been in the position for a day.
Indeed. She has proved a worth...
As if anyone could fit the role better than our student
She still looks like a mascot character, though.
That's just one...
Yeah, and besides, I can feel at ease knowing So, today's the day we...
Right. We settled what we'll be doing last night. Well, Toa and George should be able to handle the day-to-day running, and whatever we decide, it's not like we're going to be able to do anything major today. I think it's time we start hammering down exactly what we're going to be doing from tomorrow on.
In theory, the Courageous gives us the ability to fly around the whole country with ease. But, in reality, the Noble Alliance has control over most of Erebonia, so we're limited in where we can act.
Yeah, we don't want to risk getting too close to Alliance territory. We'd run the risk of being captured, or even worse, being shot down.
It's sad to think how we barely have anywhere we can land with an amazing airship like this at our...
Care to share your thoughts on this, instructor?
Oh, you kids can just do whatever you want. I lost the will to put in any effort after Captain Classy got on.
You slacker.
I'm pleased that you think so high.
Maybe Laura can hook you up with a one-on-one lecture on the Arcade School of Sportsmanship if...
I was kidding. In all seriousness, if you need more people fighting in whatever, just don't forget that the Courageous was entrusted to you kids. If you want my advice, then you got it. But you need to be able to make all...
Of course.
You almost sound like an...
Getting back to the matter at hand, we don't need to decide everything right at this moment.
Come again?
I assume what would be our overall goal, and the how would be a basic idea on how we intend...
It's a little trick we use in the student council. It's easier to get motivated when you have a specific goal.
You guys were doing the same kind of thing in the weeks before the concert was what you were working toward, and all your other planning was how you intended to pull it off.
I see. That makes sense.
We did spend a lot of time before and during the fest.
Not to mention taking care of the things we couldn't plan, like the strange stuff.
We were coordinating with all of the other classes.
And we may have our own personal goals right now, but if we can wrap those up into one overarching goal, it won't seem half as much.
How about making it something related to the...
I was thinking the exact same.
I wonder what's happening there.
Toa, George, the Academy is currently under the Noble...
That's right. The staff and students who are there are doing what they can.
As you know, during the attack, a lot of the students managed to flee. Most of the upper class students chose to stick it out, though.
All right then. I think our what should be taking back the...
That sounds good to me. The Courageous will serve as a good means of transport, but we'll need a proper base sooner or later.
But with it, we can get a better look at the current state of things.
And whatever information we learn along the way could bring us that much closer to liberating the Academy.
Can't see taking it back going that smooth.
No doubt. It's near the capital, so its defenses are gonna be rough.
Still, I like it. What goal is more worthy of us than reclaiming something we hold?
Indeed. Regardless of personal motivations, I can't think of an objective.
And if we actually manage to achieve it, the sky...
I'm genuinely moved, but, well, their optimism is... We were thinking of something along the same... And hey, if we all thought about it, what's to stop the others from Thors from thinking it? So if you happen to bump into anyone who escaped from the... I'm not saying it has to be your primary focus or anything.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. We'll be sure to keep an...
We have about the bare minimum crew we need to fly at the moment, but it's not like this is their full-time... I'm sure our current staff won't be here forever, so we're gonna need a few extra hands. Ideally, we could have whoever's here now stick around long enough to train anyone we end up recruiting.
I know our numbers are small right now, but the more people we can get on our side, the higher chance we stand of making Trista and the Academy our... And I don't know about you, but I get this weird sense of satisfaction.
I know the feeling, actually.
Everything works for me.
I'd say that's our how decided, wouldn't you?
Agreed. To wrap all this up, we'll use the Courageous as our base, and as a way to get a good idea of the current state of things in Eastern Erebona. Along the way, we'll try to recruit as many fellow Thor students to help us out as we can, all for the sake of our primary goal.
Where do you want to go? Full speed ahead!
Let us ride on.
Right.
We're supposed to be able to report our... Good thing we learned how to use an orbital computer and...
Oh, looks like you picked the perfect time to report. Go ahead and press the answer.
Oh, sure.
Green baby, talk to me. It's alright. You can admit you just wanted to hear my voice.
Prince Oliver? How are you...
Oh, I did. I can't tell you exactly where I am now, but I've been on quite the journey since I'm transmitting this audio-visual signal.
Really? I had no idea that it was possible to do that from so far away.
Well, the standard system needs to be modified a bit for it. Anyway, let's get right down. Well then. Anyway, keep sending in these reports whenever you're able. As long as you've got something to fill me in on, you can call whenever you...
Of course. Sorry for troubling you with this when you're clearly...
Well, I did give you that responsibility in the first place. There's no length I wouldn't go to for my beloved Stu. Still, even though that workaround lets me talk to you basically in...
Olivier, we need to get moving. We're heading to Parm for now.
Be right there, my love. At any rate, it seems I must bid you adieu for now. Duty call. May Adios be with you. And good luck out there.
Oh.
Things must be pretty difficult over there right now. Still, if he's going out of his way just to talk to you, it means he wants to, so don't feel guilty. You're the best way he can get the inside scoop on what's happening here too, so everyone wins.
True enough. That's a good way of looking at it. We'll need to make sure we never let him down.
Where do you want to go? Leave it to me!
Let us ride on.
Right.
Let us ride on.
Right.
The adversary.
Okay. Keep it.
Let's move.
Second form. Gale! Now! Here! All right. Take this! Now! Got you! Let's move. Burn to ash. Fall! Now! Here!
Onward! Shatter! Now's our chance!
I'll get you up!
Not a chance! My turn. All right, let's do this!
Leave it to me! Right.
Leave it to me. They're open! Got you!
Leave this to me! Shatter! Now's our chance! Our time is now!
Right!
Leave it to me!
Let's move. Second form. Gale! Now's our chance!
An opening!
All right. Take this! They're open!
I'll set you up! It's my turn!
My turn. Sit! Now!
An opening! Leave this to me! Shatter! They're off guard! Go for three!
Leave it to me!
Sit!
Sit!
Our fighting was in perfect sync.
When I could keep up, at least.
I've only just begun.
I've got it!
Success.